Welcome back, folks. We're back with another episode of Cop White State of Mind, the first ever NYC-based LFC podcast. So it's me and Geff tonight. And then, all right, let's get straight to the game before we get through the build-up for our Champions League clash against Napoli. So 5 out of 5 games, 5 wins, which is amazing.
Amazing.
We're also the first team to win 14 consecutive home games while scoring more than 1 goal in every game, which is...
Already off the bat, like the vibes are good. Like we're cruising.
Yeah,
right now.
you know, you see the teams are coming out like we are not trying to fall behind at all this year. I think we're just picking up where we left off the European Cup, like after losing the title, the league title, 1 point behind City.
We're definitely still on a high, but we keep ourselves grounded. We're still focused.
Yeah, got to keep level-headed. All right, so let's go into the lineup. First thing we noticed, Bobby didn't start. Origi started left wing instead, and he put Mane in a central role and Salah on the wing. He benched Hendo, started Ox, who made his 50th Liverpool appearance, his first start at Anfield since the Roma game where he got hurt. So Hendo didn't start, and obviously I think it's because he played a lot of minutes
international football
for England. Yeah, first came back from the national break, got to give him a little bit of rest. And then we went back with obviously Adrian in goal and our usual back four. Okay, so Geff.
Yes.
What stood out to you? What do you think of the lineup? How they perform off the bat? What?
I was shocked, but then I realized obviously that Bobby was being reserved for Napoli on Tuesdays, so that was, a clear sign. It was good to see Origi get a start and see if he could probably put in a goal or two. As you said, Hendo definitely needed the rest, so I was fairly cool with the lineup. You still had Gini in there. Of course, you need Fab in there to hold the mid. Then, as you saw as the game started, you saw Origi in like a wing position, like a position that Mane would usually play, and he would just
Didn't look right.
Didn't look natural.
But it's not the first time we've seen him there. But
it's not the first time. But you see, he can't really thrive there. Like you need Mane. He's not a good dribble. Origi. He can't provide a spark like Mane could
from the wing position.
Yeah, absolutely. So it felt really wrong. Nothing was really clicking. You saw that the players obviously came back from international break. They were not awake yet. Of course, that came on further down in the first half. Eventually. Origi came off at the 37th minute. He had a slip during a tackle, and then you had Bobby coming straight on, which is great. As you know, that's how we got the 3 goals.
Run us through the goals. Run us through.
I will do that. So I think the first goal was probably a bigger mistake on Trent's part. He sort of wasn't really tracking back on defense. He left Jetro Willems wide open, and eventually had to track back a little bit more, and then Willems did a nice little heel chop, made himself some space, and put a shot that was really, hard to stop.
I'll stop you right there for a second. Before we go on to the other goals. I personally will not put the blame on Trent there. Yeah, he had some ground to cover, but he did get there. He got there in time. He covered the ground. But, it was a beautiful shot.
It was definitely a beautiful shot.
It was. I don't think any keeper can even get to that.
But if he was properly marking his man, he probably could have intercepted the pass, deflected.
Fair enough. All right. And then obviously we had the Origi injury that kind of changed the momentum.
Definitely.
Bobby comes on, and then
you just see right away how vital Bobby is to this attacking team. Like, he is just unbelievable. He's just the engine in the engine room. He's the coal in the engine room, sorry.
Yeah. So that was really great. He comes on right away. You see, again, everything's going through Bobby. Second goal comes from Mane with a nice assist from a beautiful strike again for Mane. With a nice...
Well, the first goal came from a robo assist, and then Mane, struck it in there with a beautiful kick, beautiful finesse shot, bulge in the net. I loved it.
And then, obviously, second goal was a through ball by... Bobby again, which the keeper couldn't handle, and then Mane easily put it into the open net, and then sealed it at the end with a beautiful cheeky back heel from Bobby.
Lovely
that
Brazilian.
finds Salah, and then that was that. Overall,
I was going to say there was a beautiful term that we heard on the MC broadcast that Bobby provided champagne football, and that's just
Bobby provides champagne. We knew this. Us Liverpool supporters watching Liverpool matches, game in, game out, all these competitions, every game that he plays, we know how vital he is.
Definitely.
Okay, we know this because we watch every game in depth. We know exactly what he does. Last year, obviously, his numbers went down a little bit. Not as many goals, not as many assists. Didn't score so much in Champions League as he did the year prior. So people look at those numbers and be like, they're not as high as they were before, so they think he doesn't provide. Right.
Well, that's fine. You have money and salary.
Right. But he does more than the numbers, the show.
Definitely.
I think we're seeing more this year, and I think the commentators are noticing it. I think the announcers announcing the matches are noticing it. He's provides so much. Really is as the nucleus of what goes on that offense
in that
on
attacking
defense.
third, yeah, absolutely.
That first the second Liverpool second goal, Mane's second goal was Bobby winning that ball back, providing the assist. You're just not going to find a false nine in the world who tracks back and plays.
Yeah, he's very defensive minded, and he's just great creator, without a doubt.
Really, really unbelievable. Overall, I would say it was very, very good performance. I think it took us sometimes, like they call it lunchtime. They call it the lunchtime game. It was an early game, very early game. Obviously, we were up very early, 7:30 in the morning. And then also first game back after international break. Everyone's a little laggy, time to get the chemistry back together after being away for a little bit. So yeah, it took us sometimes, like Klopp said, it took them about 20, 25 minutes to really arrive into the game. And then once they settled, it seemed like minus the goal, which came out of nothing, I would say. Minus Newcastle goal that came out of nothing. I think Liverpool very dominant.
A small little error.
In that game, yeah. I think Liverpool very dominant. Robo made a big shot, a big block at the end, and also in the game at some point. Virgil made a nice sliding tackle at one point. And it's also funny because Robo could have had a goal at a certain point.
So did Trent.
And Trent almost had a goal. I think we could have scored more.
So our fullbacks were definitely present like we normally like to see.
Yeah. We saw a lot of the fullbacks. Robo, I think, was probably the most involved. I've seen
another thing we could touch on, there was some controversy. There was actually a penalty shot that was not given.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So we could talk about this every week because I feel like it's just a broken system. But VAR, Matip was just pulled down. It was on a corner. And it wasn't, he was arm wrapped around and it wasn't even it was away from the play. He headed the ball in that possession. And was dragged down.
Clear contact, absolutely.
And I think we're all sitting there all right, cool. They'll play it back and they'll play it and they'll wait until VAR makes the call. No call. What, It's such a broken... They said that it wasn't a clear and obvious mistake. I think everyone would disagree with that.
I'm going to
clear and obvious mistake missed by the referee. That's like the VAR.
I mean, you could say that Matip was in the air and he was sort of just falling back.
It looked like he was pulled back. I disagree.
I mean, there was the arm wrapped around him, so that's definitely that's clear enough to say penalty. I could give a penalty for that.
Definitely.
It's just hard to where refs and the whole assistant referees can draw the line to whether something is a clear mistake or is it just passable.
That's why the system is not. That's why the VAR system is not a complete and fixed and set system. It's. I feel like week in, week out, we're VAR missed this, VAR missed this, VAR missed this, and it's there to make sure that it's not missed.
It's crazy.
I don't know.
I think the FA definitely rushed this whole VAR thing without properly thinking it through and all that good stuff. They didn't. It was rushed in.
Yeah. Also, that being said, it's safe to say that the beef between Salah and Mane is
definitely
that was a nice big embracement. You saw Bobby pulling them together, and it was
great.
Nice.
It was lovely.
It was great, and
almost brought a tear to my eye. And then they also shared this funny edit.
Yeah, they shared the edit of them, the kids hugging, and on Instagram, Salah shared it, and then Mane shared it, and today Ak shared it. Yeah. It's all right, you guys are both on the score sheet. Everybody's happy. They got their goals in. So
it was just the heat of the moment thing.
Yeah,
they were always boys. There was never.
Yeah. Mane said also that it was in the moment thing, and their things never change, and they're the way they were before. Yeah. And it's funny because I feel like in a way this whole incident almost brought them even closer because it became a big thing that wasn't, and now it's everything's cool like it was before, and they're laughing about it.
Yeah,
And you love to see it how they get on each other on social media. That's really a lot of fun. That's cool. Also today, big result between Norwich and City. A big,
an amazing game.
upset at Carrow
Road.
Carrow Road. You watched it.
Yeah,
I was
on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was going nuts after that second goal. Pookie and that Camel connection is crazy. I think that Norwich really have their own front three between Buendia, Cantwell, and Pookie. And Pookie's just taken the whole league by storm. I think. I don't think he's a fluke. I really think. I don't think he's a fluke either. He's definitely the dark horse. He's going to be a cult type of player.
Yeah, I think he's going to make a run for the Golden Boot. I really do think so. He scores at will. And you notice, and we've spoken about it. Spoken about it amongst ourselves before. How when you go against City, who obviously don't have the greatest defenders because they don't need to defend so much, because a lot of teams that they play, a lot of the weaker teams, if you will, they play, sit back. And now you know that they have Laporte, who's going to miss 5 to 6 months, obviously, and they don't really have any great backup options at center back.
And Company's not there
obviously.
anymore.
I think if you go there as a team, as an underdog, which most teams would be, especially a team that just got promoted, if you go there at home, ready to play and ready to fight and trying to score, you can score. That City defense is vulnerable.
Definitely, especially now. Yeah,
exactly. So now without Laporte for most of the season, I think teams will look at City and be like, "This team is beatable."
Well, you'd hope so. I mean, you also know that Norwich didn't get promoted out of nowhere.
Of course, they're a good team. They have the player who scored 29 goals last year for them. So, like you said, there's a connection there. They have their own front three, and as long as you're going there to play them and knowing that they have a vulnerable defense, you can score goals.
Exactly. I mean, just it's a matter of are you going to be so intimidated by their crazy offense, their crazy presses? Because you've seen last season that teams would just drop back and just clear the ball, and it would end up to a Manchester City player. And
they took advantage of that.
Yeah,
they took advantage of that. They attacked. They scored early. They were very ruthless.
Pep knew what he was doing.
Also, besides for that result, we had Chelsea who won 5-2. Tammy Abraham with a hat trick. Awesome.
And an own goal.
Spurs 4-0 against Crystal Palace. Southampton with the 1-0 victory over Sheffield United. Manchester United beat Leicester 1-0 with an early penalty from Marcus Rashford. It seems that United will just get a penalty every single fucking game. And then Brighton drew 1-1. And then tomorrow we have Bournemouth versus Everton, Watford versus Arsenal, and then Monday we'll see Aston Villa against West Ham. Okay, let's jump also real quick before we get into Napoli, into our match ratings. You want to tell us what you had to your match ratings today?
I just got to pull that up real fast.
Yeah, no problem. I'll pull mine out as well.
Yeah.
I'll start, actually.
Go for it.
All right, so I gave Adrian a 7.5, 7.5. I thought, again, can't call him flawless, obviously, but I think it was a very strong performance. I don't blame the first goal against him. I think as soon as he had possession of the ball, he was quick to release. He was starting attacks. We were watching together, and we're like, okay, he's starting attacks. Like, it's really great. Like, it was really nice to see.
I actually forgot to mention that. Yeah, he's a great distributor with the ball, with his feet, and with his hands.
I don't even think he had to make any saves today.
No, he was not that busy.
He wasn't tested.
He wasn't
tested. Minus that really cracker of a goal
shot from Willem. Yeah,
Liverpool weren't tested, so that was great. So Adrian, I gave a 7.5. You did. What did you give him?
Hearing that, I'm probably going to change it from a 6 to a 7 because I mentioned that he wasn't really all that busy.
He wasn't all that busy.
Didn't really make any saves, but he did have great distribution.
Yeah, so that's why I gave him. I was very generous, 7.5. I gave Matip a 7. I'm starting to not get as nervous when he pushes the ball up because I just feel like
he's safe with it. Like he feels safe.
Yeah, I feel like he's he looks a little clumsy, but I'm not as nervous anymore.
Yeah, I think he's confident with doing those.
And I think us we're more confident watching him, and the teams that are the players are around him are confident.
And you love those. You love those runs.
Virgil, great as always, I gave an 8. Robo, I gave a 7.5. I think he was very involved. Trent was my weaker one, 6.5. He was beaten a couple times. I don't think a lot of his crosses made it into the box.
I actually gave him a 7 because he did have some shots on goal. He was point blank. So he was active.
He was good.
I'll give him that.
6.5 maybe was a little harsh on him. Genie, I think, was brilliant today. 7.5. Almost scored against his former team. Fab, I gave 7.5. Brilliant. Ox, I gave a 7. He was a little wild, but he was very active. He just seemed very excited. He was pushing forward a lot.
He wanted to create. He wanted to, hopefully produce a goal or be, the pass to a goal.
Yes, absolutely. Mane gave it 8.5. Great performance for him. 2 goals. Salah gave an 8. A goal for him. He was also very active. Origi, he came off early. I didn't give him.
I was gonna give him a 4.
Yeah, I didn't give him anything. Firmino, my man of the match, came on 37th minute. I gave him an 8.5. 2 assists. Came on. Everything changed. Everything changed as soon as he came on, which seems to be the case every time he comes on. And then Milner, who got subbed on, and Xhaka got subbed on. I didn't give him a rating.
Yeah, I think our ratings are really the same. 8.2 for Bobby.
8.2.
Yeah,
that's a pretty specific score.
Yeah, I get pretty specific. I gave the same for Mane. A goal and assist. 2 goals and a
Mane didn't have an assist.
No assist. Sorry. So he had the 2 goals. Salah 7.8 for his lovely finishing. Bobby 8.2 for his creation. Trent got a 7. Matip a 7. Virgil 7.7. Very detailed. I know he did have that great tackle. He's always solid in the back. Robo was 7.6 for that assist. Fab always looking solid as usual. Great distribution. Great lob balls. Fantastic. Genius 6.7. Ox a 7. And from Shaq and Millie 6.5.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So before we leave you guys today, let's get into the rest of our month. Starting with Napoli this month. Obviously, we play Napoli away in the Champions League, and then we play Chelsea away, MK Dons away, everything away. Seems like we won't be in Anfield at all the rest of this month. Let's go into Napoli. Okay, we're fairly familiar with them. Played them last year in the group stages. So we start again. I think now their stadium is ready. The dressing room looks ready. The pitch looks ready. So after all this controversy, how it's not going to be ready and how it's not, suitable for a Champions League match, it seems like everything will be going smoothly. So what do we know? What should we touch on Napoli? They have two more key signings.
So we have Lozano, who formerly played at PSV, and of course they have
£37 million transfer, and then Manola's £33 million transfer. Two new starters,
and we've played him 2 years ago when he played for Roma.
Yes.
So we're fairly familiar with him and the rest of this Napoli. So.
Yeah, Napoli right now in Syria, they're sitting in 4th place. They have a win against Fiorentina to start. They have the loss to Juve, and then they beat. They won today.
Sampdoria.
They won today 2-1. So they're sitting in 4th place with 2 wins and a loss. Yeah, so he's probably going to want to go with what we would expect him to go with, which would be our usual front 3. But what I would say, the only thing I would say that might be tweaked is I think if Origi, his injury is not serious, which I don't think it is. I think it was just like precaution because of all the games coming up this month. I think maybe he just goes with that. I think he starts Origi instead of Bobby again because Bobby played almost a full game today. But if he doesn't want to go that route, I say it's going to be our usual front 3.
I'd hope that Origi stays central and not at the wings because we've seen it before. It just doesn't work as well as him in the central role.
As for Napoli, what do you think we can expect from them?
I mean, definitely expect a lot of pace from the likes of Dries Mertens, Jose Callahan,
Insigne, obviously.
And of course, they have a great core. Koulibaly, of course, a great defender. Midfield is also great with Alexis Zielinski as well. So, I mean, I think you're going to see more of a reflection of how we play.
Right, and they're very physical. We saw that they're very physical.
They play pretty dirty as well.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing we can expect. So it's not going to be an easy game. It is the first game of the Champions League, and like last year, once we played PSG, we came out firing.
Right.
So we just got to bring that same type of mentality. Although it's not at Anfield, you still got to be hungry.
Right, and then we know how poorly we did in away games in the group stages last year. I don't think we had any away wins in the group stages.
Yeah, we didn't.
We lost to Red Star away, we lost to PSG away, and we lost to Napoli away. So a record in the group stages, and then obviously after that, we know what happened after that. Number 6. But, so we hope to start with better luck in our away group stage matches going forward. And Champions League is back. Yeah. So back. All right. So yeah. So that's that. That's today's game. That's the recap. I know you don't like to do this, but do you have scoring predictions, or should we?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no. We don't like that. All right. So that's that, and we will be back after Napoli. Mm-hmm. All right, and also because Mo is not here. First of all, Mo went through a procedure, so we want to wish him a speedy recovery, and he's doing well. He's home, and if he was here, I'm sure he would say shout out Remy. So,
and don't forget to subscribe to our new YouTube channel, share with your friends and some fellow Cop-Bites. We definitely appreciate that, and also our Instagram and Twitter and Spotify at Cop-Bites State of Mind. Take care, guys.
Here's my Monday celebration.